dată pe ofertă.
Să vă tăști.
Nu, deci...
Că pe curtare. E pe neujit.
Băgăm un pic mai scălare. Está mais bom.
When you're undergoing an intervention like this, there are a lot of approaches that you can have. In our case, we decided to go for the intervention that was less invasive. And after a lot of research and some conversations with structural engineers, we thought that the best thing to do in our case was to reinforce the structure with a beam, concrete beam around all the outlook walls of the building. And like this will lock the building together, and instead of the walls moving into opposite directions like they do nowadays, because these kind of walls, they move a lot. So with the beam locking them, they will move less eventually, and if they do, they will go to the same direction. Then there are other approaches that you can have. You could apply a structural render in the interior of the walls, of the structural walls, and this interior render, this is a structural render. It's like something that you do in order for the walls to be more strength and if they are fragilized. So it's something that you apply from the interior. You put a steel grid in the inside of this render that has like 8-9 centimeters. This could be a projected render with a special mechanism, and like this you will give a lot of strength to the walls. In our case, this wouldn't be so necessary because it's a small intervention and it's a small building, and this maybe it's more advised to do so in a bigger intervention of a bigger building and if the walls are in worse conditions. The other approach you could have is you could put a totally new structure inside of the existing walls, like you would do in a normal building. Like you could cut the corner of the building, put a new column there, and do the same in the other corners. But this is not really advised to do in a structure like this, because the corners of the building is where, in our case, the bricks overlaps the brick from the other wall, and this is what is giving the strength to the actual wall. So if you cut out these corners, you are taking the strength out of the building, and even if you put this column, this concrete column there, this is not going to be the same. It's not going to be so strong, and you're taking out all the strength of the structure. And even if you don't see that in the actual construction, in some years or some months you will see that this is not the best approach to doing a building like this. You could actually build a totally new structure, but from the inside, and this could be done in a way bigger intervention, not in a small building like this, where you would do new concrete columns and beams inside, and this will actually work like new conventional structure. Yes, we did use some concrete columns, but it was in the case that was the ceramic bricks, and these ceramic bricks don't have any infrastructure by itself. They are not a structural wall, and they didn't have any column there, so we did put the columns because of this reason, and because if I'm able to buy the piece of land around, then I can open up in the future. I can open it up without doing any more construction, because I already have there the concrete columns and the beam over it. And now we are thinking still to do another column which is in the same wall as this, in the adobe brick side, and we are thinking about doing that because in the corner of this building we have a rock column in every corner, and in this corner the adobe brick is not connected to the rock pillar, so they are just touching, they are not overlapping like I was saying that it's usual the corners. So we are going to cut a space there for a column, we are going to put concrete in this, and then like this we will have this all new wall with a new structure. So yeah, that's why we did it this way, but as I said, it doesn't mean that it's the best way to do it. There are a lot of approaches, and we decided to go this way after some research and thinking about the pros and cons of all the approaches that we could have.
aqui.
Não, um bocadinho mais abaixo, não mesmo.